welcome to another review on more B25 Acid Rain stuff. These were once again sent to me by the B25 people for absolutely free, so full disclosure, I did not pay for these, and much like the first wave, these were packed in a plastic bag that was packed in bubble wrap, that was packed in these cardboard boxes. So yeah, definitely just shipping boxes because no way they keep their condition after the postman still with them. Ugh. And here is a quick look at the back of the box. Once again, we also have the QR codes on each box because they don't print out any instructions on paper and whatnot. If you want to see any of that, you need to scan the QR code, which is the greener option. I think most people who are going to buy these can probably afford a phone. So yay. And even if you don't do that, these are pretty easy enough to understand. You just play around, mess around with them after a while. Inside the box you have a plastic tray with lots of little tabs holding the trays together, but on each side of the tray there's also a little plastic tape just sticking them down to make sure nothing falls apart. Inside you get the toy separated into different trays, as well as the item tray you see here and here. There was a little plastic bag that holds the items that goes in the tray right there, but I chucked away this little plastic bag, so the tray is also pretty tight as you can hear right now. Yeah, that was pretty loud. To really make sure that these stay in there. And there's also a few extra plastic protection sheets. One was stuck on here to protect the print of the front of this piece, and on this side there was this plastic sheet just stuck across here, I think, just to make sure nothing gets stuck to the actual tray itself. From these two boxes in the Wave 2A, there's also a little weapon bonus pack that they didn't send me, but you can get that pack. Set number BW201, the Argus Military Marine Siege Stronghold ST2M. We have the two arm pieces, we have the main body and the legs. We also have a pilot, a standard rifle which we've seen in previous boxes, as well as these two connecting pieces. Just to quickly explain the connecting pieces, if you look on the body of these things, there's small holes, as well as on the arm, there's small holes here as well. And you have the big hole on the bottom there, two at the bottom there, one for each side of the arms. And so the small hole is to plug this peg in, and this peg turns the small hole into a big hole, so you can either plug small things into these small holes, or you can use the connecting pieces to plug stuff like these bigger legs into these bigger holes as well. It's like a little converter thing, so you can do many different kinds of combinations. The BW202, the Argus Military 88th Sandlaurel LA4S4, I think it's Laurel. Comes with the main body unit, which the arms and the leg unit can detach to show off the big hole joint, same as the other unit, so you can do more crossplay with this as well. You have the pilot, you've got the two connecting joints there, the attachment joints, a rifle, which you've also seen in previous sets, as well as a giant machine gun with a rubbery sort of plastic here for the ammo that plugs into the main body of the unit there. And it has a little joint there for a small peg, and there's a few rotating joints there, just so the gun can move up and down on the main unit. Stronghold is pretty much just a recolor and a slightly altered version of the previous Stronghold. So you got the main treadmills here. The treadmills don't actually move, but these become legs, and they've got quite a lot of articulation. You see, they rotate outwards, go in, backwards, forwards and stuff. So you can do a lot of dynamic poses with this bulky thing. And of course you can convert this back into tracks. So tab, plug these tab on the top there, like so. Put this down, plug this on the top area there, snap that forward, move these wheels up, all these tread wheels up, and then tab there, a few tabs here. Now one thing I don't like about this is that this tab here is still very hard to plug in, and gets quite annoying. Like, I don't want to break this, but it almost feels like I'm fighting against it all the time. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I definitely don't like this joint. And it's really hard, like it's extra hard to do this when I'm stretching my arms forward to make sure that this is in camera. Like, seriously, I can't get this done. There we go, that's it. The other side seems a bit better. Yeah. Right, so that joint still annoys me, but that's pretty much the only downside with this, because all the other joints, and my co-worker had to play with this as well, it seems that everything else, the clutch seems much smoother and much funner to play around with than the previous releases. So they've definitely improved the mold somewhere to make sure that the clutch feels more even. So that's pretty cool. So that's good. So there we have a Stronghold in its tank mode. The main body of this is the same mold as the two previous Strongholds from Wave 1. You can daisy chain them a little hook and hole to make a little tank train system thing going on. That's pretty awesome. And might as well look at the sides here. You can see that, yep, they all pretty much take the same space. But the biggest difference is of course the color. The second difference is that the arms and the head attachments are different. On the Wave 1 ones you have a chain gun here and some sort of blaster going on, and the arms, this is a some rocket launchers with this one, and got this hand punch thing going on. And with this guy, I'm gonna open that up in a moment, but this guy has a different piece as well. The head attachment for him is this bandana, which honestly, like with the first wave, I thought my favorite was this green one because I really like this green color. But now that this wave's come along, I really like this. This is my favorite one. Why? Because this bandana really gives him personality. It doesn't look like a tank anymore. It looks like he's something like, not Wall-E, but you know what I mean? Like a little square robot that actually has a personality. Just because of this bandana, like he thinks he's hip, he's cool. I like that a lot, like he's alive. You might be thinking, okay, what about the whole ability to customize and all that? Well, yeah, you can still do that because this bandana, these little round pieces come off there, and then you can pull this bandana off, which also gives you access to this bit, which you can't open when the bandana is on because it gets in the way. So you can attach this bandana to the other two Strongholds, any other Strongholds that you have get your hold on if they eventually release more colors. So that's pretty cool. Quickly transform this into robot mode. So you want to move these arms up so they're unhooked from the little tabs on the top of the treadmill there, and you unhook the treadmills, put them forward like that to become feet. Unhook the legs and then bend this backwards like so. There we go. And you know, optional, you can pull this leg out and stick it into the middle hole. And there you go. Now he's got these legs going on. And oh, flip these out, flip these out. These panels on the front, on top there, flip them up. Get some extra decal details going on. And I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. It looks like a fist. It's not a hand. I wish it was a hand. But I guess he's a sieger, so these hands, fists things are meant to like punch the wall. I think that's the idea. And you move this piece up, much like the other green one. You got a bottom piece that comes up. And I guess you have another siege pole thing going on, which is used to break doors and break walls. So there he is. He's a cool little guy. Yeah, there you go. He's ready to punch stuff like the Hulk. And yeah, can't stress enough how much that bandana really gives him personality. Color-wise, he's much deeper in color than the other green and looks a bit more realistic, looks less plasticky, because the previous ones, they do look a little bit plasticky with their bright colors. And the decals going on, the 36 thing and these numbers and all that, they all look very, very nice. So I like the design of this a lot. This is currently my favorite Stronghold. Might be my favorite piece out of all the B25 stuff that's come out so far. The back of him. And if you're wondering what those two tabs are for and you don't want to watch the previous video, you get one of these speeders. And they got these arms underneath them, and there you go, you can attach the speeder like a little backpack. We have had green units from Wave 1, these three right here. I'm really digging this color again much more than the Wave 1 stuff. It's just a combination of that dark green mixed with the brown. I just like the color scheme so much better than the other greens. I'm not saying the others are bad, it's just my preference is this new guy. I suppose my second favorite is this robot guy. The deeper green just really does it for me. That's not to say I don't like the blue one, but we don't have a blue Stronghold yet, so maybe we'll get one eventually. Just like the previous Stronghold units, to get the pilot in here, you just flip this up and you have the whole sitting area. Make sure you lean head back because the head sometimes does get caught around the top of this ridge right there, and you can plug his hands onto these two handlebars to hold him there, and then you close this down. This thing, the head also rotates, and if you do want to open this glass piece, you're going to have to take this bandana off, unfortunately, because that will get in the way. You can move it a little bit, so you can still see the pilot, sort of. But yeah, that does get in the way. A new, totally new mode and new unit for the B25. If I'm not mistaken, I think the regular 3.5-inch releases of Acid Rain also released a bunch of these units. At least I keep seeing them popping up on their Facebook page a lot in the past few weeks, so I'm gonna assume that that came out recently as well as some space prison people. So yeah, this guy's pretty cool. He's much more compact, and yet he still has all the joints that you can think of to combine with all the big parts of from the strongholds and all that. So I have 2 arms. One arm is just a cannon. There's no special gimmicky thing here, but he's got a double elbow joint, which is very articulated, so you can do lots of fun stuff with that. And since these are mechs and robots and stuff, these little screw holes and joint stuff don't bother me too much, because in real life, if you did build a mech, you would have screw holes and joints going on, so that's fine. The paint job is also pretty decent as well, with a nice weathered effect. And if you combine this with the Wave 1 stuff, currently there's a sand-colored Stronghold, sand-colored Speeder, and now a sand-colored one of these. So I'm gonna guess, moving forward with all the later waves, they're gonna release a lot of sand-colored variants first. Got some 2 handlebars right there, and on this side, this arm is just a hand. You can open that up. I'm not sure what this peg is for, but there's a peg there, so it's for something. You got some little plates there for the feet, so you can do more poses, single joint, like knee joint, and you got the ball joint for the upper leg. And you got this rotating joint there, which again can be detached and plugged into other things. The gun, of course, can move all over the place. Not too big a fan of these molding holes there. That feels a little bit cheap, but let's not look at that. But yeah, there's a hole there for where the stuff fires up. There's nothing actually fine. If this was like a different brand, they'd probably put like a spring-loaded gimmick in there. And there's a good look at the back. This metallic print is pretty snazzy. And you got these small pegs all over the body, so there's so many opportunities here to attach other things to it. You got some decals there, pretty nicely printed logo on the side of his arm. Nice little logo there. And on this side you have some other logos printed. So just close look at details. You got a 88 division, I guess. Saint. Alright, and this works much like the Strongholds. To put someone in, you just flip the top open and flip this bottom open. Now, it's really hard to get a figure in there, but they will fit. You just need to spend some time. The reason why it's quite hard is because the hip piece on the figures kind of keep bumping into the handlebars. Makes it kind of annoying. But they will fit in there, and they will come out quite easily. It's just putting them in there is a little bit hard. I would suggest putting them in the sitting position first and just try to wiggle their butt into there. That kind of works. And you close that up. This opens? Yeah, close that up. And then this one here. Also note with mine here, to push it down a little bit, you hear that click? It's not because there's a click mechanism going on, it's just I think the plastic gets in the way. It's no biggie, it's just a little thing I've noticed. It just happens. And molding line thing going up there. Oh well. But overall, this is a pretty cute little back thing going on. So yeah, I kind of like this. My favorite's still that green Stronghold though. One is the one that comes with this unit, and it's essentially just a color variant from stuff we've seen in Wave 1. Got the blue there to match the hood of the Laurel figure, and the head is soft plastic mold, by the way, just like all the other figures. And in case you don't want to watch the previous video, here's the articulation. So you got the ball joint for the head, so that moves quite a bit. A little bit of molding lines on the head because it's a really soft rubbery plastic. Not quite sure why they've chosen that for the heads, but well, they've done that. You got a hip joint there, which is there, so it's useful. But for the most part, the soft rubbery army vest will get in the way and push him back to stand up straight. But you can remove the arms, and you can remove the army vest, and there is like sort of a body texture, muscle texture going underneath that. So yep. Peg insert for the shoulder. So lots of movement there. While there's a big ball there, that's clearly a joint. The upper arm joints are hidden quite well. Single elbow joint, a little bit of molding plastic hole there, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. These are small figures, and the hands on the rotating joint, so that's pretty cool. And then you got the ball joint for the upper leg, and you got the swivel, upper swivel there. Single joint for the knee. That's quite a tight joint. That's good, I guess. And you got a little ball peg for the feet. So really, the articulation is very similar to something like a Mega Bloks figure. the type of toy where the more you get, the more fun you can have with it, because look at this monstrosity. You just keep on combining all the different parts together to create some I mean, totally insane stuff that you put together. And look, the joints can still hold it up even though it's getting quite heavy. So it probably won't hold up if I add another Stronghold arm to this set, but that's getting really ridiculous. But as of right now, it's holding up, so that means the joints are pretty good, pretty tight. But they never feel too tight to mess around with, so that's pretty awesome. Oh boy. Do something a little bit less silly. You can still stitch together different parts from different machines to create something that looks like it was put together after a long battle and people just had some square parts left behind from all of their damaged mechs and robots, and to see what you can get as well. Like this one you see right here. I think that this is a pretty cool little look. Perhaps like a gorilla mech like this, maybe? So overall, these two are pretty good stuff. I like the new Laurel design. It's a nice little, smaller, more compact mech that's sure to appeal to some people with a different design, making it a little bit, you know, kind of like have a chubby body look going on. So yeah, it's not cute per se, but there's a little bit of fuse to that. The bandana Stronghold is definitely cute, like that a lot. So much more than the other two Strongholds, and I like this color scheme a lot as well. There's a few little improvements here and there from the Wave 1, so I look forward to Wave 2B when that comes out. And in fact, this one's only just come out on the 15th of December, which is when I'm publishing this video. I'm up at night trying to film it as fast as I can, and so thank you again to the B25 people, acidrainworld people, for sending me this before release date so I can get a video up on release date, which is not something I've done on this channel since ever. So that's pretty cool. Like these a lot, recommend these. These are a little bit on the pricey side, but you are supporting a smaller toy company with some unique designs and unique molds here, and the plastic quality itself is pretty decent overall. Despite the few gripes that I have, I do recommend these to people who like this sort of military stuff. So these are perfect for people with slightly less space on their shelves, but still want some pretty nice design stuff to go on them. And to be honest, even though these aren't painted like the bigger counterparts, the plastic molding thing that they've done, that's just like the Mega Block stuff where they mix different colors together during the molding process, has done a pretty good job overall. I do hope that we get more sort of character types. I wonder if they will get any of the main characters involved with this line, because so far these are all sort of like generic soldiers and stuff, but I guess that's the direction they're heading with, because in the 3.5 inch line they do have actual characters that you can pick up. So hope we see some of these. I did see a few pictures of some prototypes, some just grade plastic ones for the B25 line, and some of the new stuff. There's a weird sort of tank thing that reminds me of something from the Aliens movie, like a longer tank. That looks pretty cool, so I wonder when we'll see that. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and of course share this video with other people who you think might be interested in mechs and stuff like that. As always, you can support this channel by, well, just watching or turning ad block off. But if you don't want to do that but still want to support this channel, you can head over to Patreon and start supporting this channel that way. And every little bit helps. If you're just watching and stuff, I still thank you for watching and supporting this channel. You can head over to the Facebook page and, you know, chat with other people in the community tab there as well. If you other people want to send me some stuff to review, please feel free to do so and contact me via Facebook or YouTube. I'm checking my spam folder on the YouTube page a bit more now, because both the message from these guys and the surprise emotes also fell into the spam folder, which was quite annoying, but thankfully that they still sent me stuff, even though I missed their message initially because it was in the spam box. As always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now. P.S. I still intend to do some animation with these. I have a few holidays after Christmas, so I might spend that time doing a little animation with these guys, and it should be fun.